Good morning, esteemed faculty members, honored professors, and distinguished guests and participants from the various institutes across the country. My name is Vagesh. I'm a second year AI. And truly today, the FDP, that is Faculty Development Programs, brings together over 30 enhancing teaching skills and exploring innovative methodologies. The Faculty Development Program or FDP is a vital initiative aimed at empowering educators by equipping them with the modern tools and technologies in the pedagogy. This ensures that our faculty members are well prepared to address. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Good morning, esteemed faculty members, honored professors, distinguished guests, and the participants from the various institutes across the country. My name is Vakesh, a second year AIM student at GH Raisoni College of Engineering and Management, Bangalore. And I'm truly honored to be the your anchor for this prestigious faculty development program. Today, FDP brings, that is Faculty Development Program, brings together over 30 participants enhancing teaching skills and innovative methodologies. The Faculty Development Program or FDP is a vital initiative aimed at empowering educators by equipping them with modern tools that will help them to learn quantum computing techniques and trends in pedagogy. This ensures that our in academia. We are extremely fortunate to have with us we have respected director Dr. Preeti Agarwal ma'am, whose leadership continues to be the driving force for our excellence of our institute. Additionally, I like to acknowledge that today's program is being conducted that is organized by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, CSE-IT, uh, CSE-IT-AI-DS department. Now, as the FDP is scheduled, I'd like to read out the schedule for the first speaker we have is Dr. Praneet Saurabh, and the second speaker, that is the session 2 of this day, will be delivered by Dr. Munish Bhatia, then followed by Dr. Uday Pratap Rao. The third day will commence by Raju Helder, Dr. Raju Helder, then followed by Dr. Namita Tiwari. Fourth day will be commenced by Dr. Bhavna Rudra. Then we will be followed by Dr. Neha Chaudhary. Then at day 5, Professor Indranil Sen Gupta will brief us about quantum computing and the reversible to quantum computing. And then there will be a quiz and assessment of the session. So this is the whole schedule of this FDP. Now I request our Professor Sanjay Shekhar, Dr. Dean Dr. Sanjay Shekhawat sir to please brief us about to please say some words on the session today of quantum computing cryptography.
Thank you. Once again, I welcome all the participants and the resource person, Dr. Praneet, Saurabh sir, all other faculty members of GH Raisoni College of Engineering and Management, Jalgaon, other participants from the different colleges. I welcome to this online FDP on quantum computing and cryptography. As we know that the quantum computing is a sector which is growing very fast, just just as like artificial intelligence. That artificial intelligence sector is growing, and the boost to grow this AI sector is equally boosted by the quantum computing techniques. I congratulate to the Department of Computer Science and Engineering and Information Technology along with other their allied branches, the coordinator of this, the convener of this FDP, Dr. Sonal Patil Madam, Dr. Swati Patil Madam, and other faculty members of this department, that they have chosen such a important technology for this faculty development program, that is quantum computing and cryptography. This word cryptography is little bit we heard in last 10-15 years, but quantum computing is a buzzword nowadays, because it is very necessary that the speed of the computing is to be enhanced, is to be augmented, and therefore this high speed computing, high speed internet services and other auxiliary which we or accessories which we used for to provide the services to the society and industry is to be enhanced, and therefore quantum computing play a very important role in the coming time, where we see the benefit of this technology in day-to-day life as well as in the social sector and industry sector also. Because the problems which we facing nowadays in the world are mostly associated with the socio economic and environmental aspects. So therefore, to predict the complex problems, to predict the complexity and the solution to this complexity, the quantum computing is very important. If we see in a health sector, it is very necessary to develop a new drugs or personalized medicines to detect the disease at very early stages, and therefore this fast computing, fast analysis, fast system analysis and the results are important, and therefore this quantum computing is very important not only in a health sector, but it is necessary to develop some improved materials. Therefore metallurgy, health sector and other fields of engineering are to be dominated by this technology, that is quantum computing in future. So I have no doubt that this quantum computing and all are its aspects are to be covered in this faculty development program. The most important challenge that is we face, that is a climate change, and due to the climate change it affects in all aspects of the life, maybe agriculture, even education is also facing a problem due to the climate change. and therefore all economical, environmental issues, educational issues, health sector issues, all these are required to be solved, these complex systems in a very fast and very reliable manner. And therefore where we see the future of this quantum computing is to give a better, feasible, viable, economical solutions to the society and make our life more safe, secure, and comfort. And therefore, quantum computing issues are very important. I congratulate to the organizing team that they have selected such a nice topic for the discussion and training in this faculty development program. All I saw the list of the resource persons. They are very well trained, very well expert from their own field, and they are associated with very reputed institutions and industry. So once again, I am very confident that all participants will benefit from this workshop, and congratulate to the all team members. Thank you very much. Over to Swati madam. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A very thank you to our dean, Dr. Sanjay Shekhawat sir, for the valuable words. Now, as we commence our the following program, we have the speaker today, Dr. Praneet Saurabh sir. So please help me. Just a minute. I will admit, sir. Yeah, am I audible now? Yeah. So it is my absolute pleasure to introduce today's distinguished speaker, Dr. Praneet Saurabh sir. He is an academician whose passion for research teaching knows no bounds. With over 15 years of remarkable experience in both fields, Dr. Saurabh has set a high standard for excellence in education research. Highlighting his academic excellence, Dr. Saurabh sir holds a BTech degree in Information Technology from Triple IT Vishwa Bharati with a specialization in Computer Science and Engineering. He further pursued his MTech and PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from the prestigious Rajiv Gandhi Technological University, that is in Bhopal, laying a strong foundation for his outstanding contribution to the field. Dr. Praneet Saurabh is not only a good academician but also a passionate researcher, always striving to explore and adopt new teaching methodologies to ensure that the knowledge imparted is innovative, forward-thinking. His expertise spans several key domains of computer science engineering, including computational intelligence, artificial immune systems, wireless technologies, that is network, mobile ad hoc networks. Throughout his illustration career, Dr. Saurabh has published numerous high-impact articles in some of the most reputed international journals and conferences. In addition to his research contributions, he has also organized 3 international and 3 national conferences providing crucial platform for knowledge exchange and innovation. As a mentor, Dr. Saurabh has supervised over 30 MTech dissertations, shaping the future of technology innovators. His role as a reviewer for three prestigious international journals further solidified his standing as the thought of leader in field. Recently, his focus has been a groundbreaking research in computational intelligence, intelligent networks, artificial immune system, and security. Areas that are not only transformative but are also driving the next wave of technological advancement. Today, we are privileged to hear from the remarkable individual whose journey in academia and research continues to inspire and influence many. Please join hands in welcoming Dr. Praneet sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Sheetal, for the introduction. Am I audible properly, or shall I need to change something? Hello.
No, sir, you are completely audible, sir.
Okay, fine. So that's wonderful, huh? So thanks, Sheetal, for the introduction. Thanks to all the management, to Priyanshi madam, to Sonal Patil madam, for giving me the platform to have a discussion on this your wonderful topic of the FDP regarding the quantum computing and the cryptography. So to start with, mm, let me switch on the okay. So let me switch on share screen. Suppose now it will be visible. Is the screen visible, I suppose?
Yes,
Visible
sir.
to everyone?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir, visible.
And the font and the size is fine, or it's lesser? Is it visible now? So that's actually I want to ascertain before starting, so that we should not be facing any trouble meanwhile. So thanks for providing me the opportunity. And today we'll be having a discussion on the cryptography. And thanks for your wonderful title, that is quantum computing and cryptography. So as we see, why it has been so much of importance. Anyone from the audience? Is it only in-house audience, or anyone from the outside of the university or the college is also there?
Sir, outside of the institute, participants are also there.
Okay, so can anyone tell me, because it will be a starting session, so can anyone tell me why this quantum computing and cryptography is of immense importance right now? Can anyone come? Can anyone can tell me? Just switch on your mic and you can just participate. I'll be waiting. If anyone will be coming, then it's very welcome. Anyone participants? No one. Okay, so I think yeah. So don't feel shy. Don't feel shy in telling why this is very much important. How many of you are right now aware of the NVIDIA, or the work that NVIDIA has done in the past 2 years? Can anyone tell me? So before starting, let me have an interaction with all the people. Huh? So can anyone tell me what NVIDIA has done in the past 2 years or 3 years of their development? No one. So that's very remarkable. How many of you actually participate in the stock market, or you even actually look at the stocks? Anyone, I suppose. I don't think anyone is not at all aware, or not anyone is missing out on these things regarding the stocks, the movement. Everyone is participating. Recently, SBI previous chairman has told that now the millennials or the new people has got more risk appetite, and they are not investing in the normal saving bank or the fixed deposit schemes, but they are participating more and more in the stock market and the mutual funds, isn't it? So that's the point. So what Nvidia has done, it has become the most valuable company in the recent past, even surpassing Tesla and Apple. Can you have you ever heard of this news? Still no one. Acha, have you ever heard of the news that India is going to be participating, or India is introducing newer industries for the semiconductor production? Some of it has been established in Maharashtra, then Gujarat, then Assam. Tata is also, yes, okay. Now the people are participating. So why this semiconductor boom right now? Why it is happening? Yes, okay. Because of the new things that are coming up. Every device that we do require more and more number of microprocessor, more and more number of chips, more and more number of test beds, so that we can have this advent of IoT that you are looking at. What we are feeling, what we are actually getting, the things that IoT is actually the too much number of devices are going to be coming up. And whenever you are actually using any of the device, obviously it is going to be cost effective. So obviously in-house production, since it is also going to give a lot of employment, it is also going to be saving million and billions of dollars of the foreign reserve. So obviously the companies or the organizations are coming up to establish this. But why Nvidia is very much relevant for today's discussion? What Nvidia did right now, whatever the manufacturing that we are going to be doing, is going to be in a range of, we are going to be manufacturing a processor within a range of 25 nm to 30 nm. Okay, 25 nm to 30 nm. So basically we have actually missed the bus of large scale fabrication. But what China is doing right now, they have got a superiority in even fabricating the microprocessor of the size of 21 to 25 nm, while we are actually going to fabricate microprocessor more than 30 nm. So what China is doing, they have got some advanced mechanism they are using, and they are able to fabricate chips of 21 to 25 nm size. And you must be aware of the company called Huawei. So Huawei has even developed a capability. Huawei has developed a capability to manufacture the chips somewhere around range of 15 to 20. But still it is not in the production. But still it is conceptualization, and the test condition it has already passed. But still not mass scale production is possible right now. So now that's a big leap between what we are actually going to do and what Huawei is going to do. Now coming down to our own perspective of the Nvidia that I have introduced with the quantum computing and the other things. What is going to be the size, or what Nvidia did? Nvidia did a lot of research. Meanwhile, everyone is aware of the company named Nvidia. Previously, 4-5 years back, if we have to purchase a laptop with more and more GPU, then we will be purchasing the Nvidia. Or if there is a gaming person or doing some multimedia stuff in your laptop, then you will be purchasing the Nvidia, because it is going to be accelerating the whole processing. Okay, एक symbol भी आता था, there used to be a green symbol that Nvidia. sort of thing is written in the laptop. But what NVIDIA did, it has got a capability of manufacturing two, mark my words, 2 nm microprocessors. 2 nm microprocessors. What China is doing, what India is doing, just imagine the scenario what NVIDIA is doing. NVIDIA is actually taking a huge leap of advancement. Now, it has drastically improved the computational size, computational power has drastically improved, and which has led to the overwhelming of the request for providing the NVIDIA microprocessor, and still NVIDIA is not able to manufacture that many number of microprocessor. Means if that these chips are going to be there in your laptop will become somewhere around half of the supercomputer it will become, because it is going to be dealing in the mega flops. Right now we are dealing with the we are not even at par with the mega flops, but it will be dealing with the mega flops. Okay, so it is going to just revolutionizing the whole computation. And whatever the encryption and other things that we are doing, that AES, DES, whatever that we think, everything is going to be everything is going to remain irrelevant in terms of the capability that NVIDIA is doing with the mega flops of processing capability that it is going to have. So this is very remarkable thing that NVIDIA has done. Okay, so whatever the thing that we are doing, that the encryption of 256 bits, so obviously how many combinations are going to be possible? The combination is maximum 2 to the power 56 number of combinations is possible, but NVIDIA has got a capability even to break it in 2, 3, 4 minutes. Now think about it. What about the passwords that we are going to have? 10 words, 12 words, 13 words maximum with some special character. Now how much time the NVIDIA is going to require the processor using through the brute force NVIDIA is going to break it? Forget about the other technicalities. With the sheer brute force of the NVIDIA, it is going to be breaking, or it is going to be overcoming all the passwords and all the authentication schemes that we'll be having. So that's why this topic is very much enticing and relevant. So let's start with how actually this cryptography has started, where actually it is, what are the new things or the new perspective that has come up. One more thing I need to add, with the recent development right now, with the recent development in the Lebanon that you have heard, that some of the pagers has exploded and some of the walkie-talkie has even exploded due to the unknown reason. So every connected device also poses challenge in our day-to-day life. Many of you, everyone is using a mobile phone. So again, it can be used as a weapon against you. Everyone is using a laptop. Again, if it is connected, then it can be used against a weapon against you. Many of you, most probably 70, 80, 90% of us are using smart TV in our home, connected to the internet, isn't it? Now, again, it can be used as a weapon against us. The EV or the connected car concept, again, it is going to be used as a weapon against us. So here again, this quantum computing and the cryptography becomes very much important, very much relevant, because again, quantum computing with the mega flops of the processing speed, with the NVIDIA processor and the new machine learning and the deep learning algorithm, the generative AI that is coming up, it is going to be changing the scenario completely. We cannot even think what is going to happen in the next 1 year or 2 years. How many of you would have imagined that the advent of the generative AI is going to be reaching this much 2 year backs? None. But right now it has proliferated in our life, isn't it? Many of us are using generative AI for, even as now Google has also shifted its code from the normal computation to generative AI. Just try searching anything. The first thing that it is going to be coming up is going to be the Gemini. Is going to be giving you the input, output, and thereafter Google PageRank algorithm is going to be popping up with the new ideas. So just look at the things that is happening around it. Anything everywhere is happening. We cannot even imagine what will happen in the next 2 years, next year, 6 months. We cannot imagine that, even that. Okay. Now to start with, I'll be covering this cryptography past, present, and what is required for the future things. So I have covered a brief idea. I have given you a brief idea regarding what's going to happen, but we'll cover it in detail. So to start with, am I audible now, everyone? Loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
So I have got your attention. So now let's start our formal discussion regarding the what is this computer security, cryptography. Okay, so it will be a theoretical sort of thing. So just bear with us or try to participate in whatever we are discussing so that we can have a healthy conversation. I'll be getting some inputs from you, and thereafter I can also improve myself. And if you find it relevant, you can also improve upon the knowledge set. Whatever we are doing, just we are retraining to get the errors lesser and lesser. So the basic premise of the computer security, again, it is taken from the NIST handbook. It measures the computer security are the measures to deter, prevent, detect, and correct security violations that involve transmission of the information. Whatever we are doing in the digital world, we are sending the data packets from the source to the destination, and this data is again going to be staying relevant for us. How this data is transmitted, how we need to be preserving its sanctity, that's the most important aspect. The computer security, again, in NIST handbook, is defined as protection afforded to an automated information system in order to attain the applicable objectives of preserving the integrity, availability, confidentiality, information system resources. So these three things we will be also called as common. So we'll be using it in the slides. So don't bother regarding this. Now coming down to again cryptography, basically deals with, we are all aware that how this cryptography works on the principle of confidentiality, which tries to make rules and regulation so that it can make sure that whatever the data is only restricted to a certain people for the certain places. Obviously, in any organization, or let's assume that in any educational institute, not every data is meant for everyone. Some of the data is meant for the assistant professor, some of the data is meant for the associate professor, some of the data is meant for the professors. Regarding coming down to the administration, some of the data is meaningful for the HODs, some of the data is meaningful for the dean and director, some of the data is only stay relevant to the management and the VC. So the confidentiality needs to be ensured. So how we actually, the normal thing to maintain the confidentiality is, let's encrypt it, and obviously we know the code, that how much is the encryption, what is the encryption, and with using the same key we will be decrypting the things and we will be getting back our messages. So again, it can be used. Thereafter we have got the integrity ensures that the data remains accurate and consistent over this whole transmission process. Obviously it has to go through the different nodes, different routers. So every place, every logical point wherever it travels, the integrity needs to be maintained. If we will be talking about the frame format of the IP datagram, then we can find that there is a field called checksum, and this checksum is also there in the TCP, the transport layer. So we are ensuring that whatever the data fragments or the datagrams that are even coming, we will be maintaining that. Thereafter we have got the authentication. So there is no surprises, that there are no surprises in the authentication. Basically it ensures that the data is being claimed by the legitimate person. No one else can even claim that data. Obviously it is just like sending a letter or a speed post, and when the postman ensures what the postman or the courier person actually ensures that only the legitimate person is receiving it, or in lieu of that legitimate person can even receive that. Apart from that, no one should be receiving it. And then we have got the non-repudiation. Now this ensures that the person or the party related to the transmission process cannot deny the authenticity of the signature of the data or the transmission of a message. Means if it is authentic, then you have to accept it. You cannot deny in between that it is not going to be accepted or something has happened. But since we are also ensuring the data integrity, so we cannot go beyond that. Now moving on to the next slide. Now meanwhile, now this is the in brief a brief idea regarding what is the network security. It refers to action taken by enterprise. Now that was the previous slide was actually dealing with the cryptography. What are the basic functionalities, and thereafter we will be dealing with the network security. Again, it refers to actions taken by any organization or any vertical of any organization that are the steps which are going to stay relevant to protect and secure the computers, the resources, and the data. Obviously, the data is again becoming a resource. The major aim is to ensure the confidentiality and accessibility of the network and the data. Everyone is aware of the denial of the service attack, distributed denial of the service attack. So what happens? Some intruder, some please, if anyone can just if any of the things.
तुम्हाला डायरेक्टच कॉल करावा लागेल. वेबसाईटवर फोन करा तुम्ही त्याला, ते पण ते जाऊन काही फायदा नाही, त्या हातात देत नाही. पहिले तुम्ही फोन करा, मेल करा, त्यांना सगळी केस सांगा, मग ते बरोबर ते नमूद करून मग तुमचं काय ते फोनून ठेवतील आणि मग तुम्ही जावा तिथं. ते लोणेरेला जावं लागेल तुम्हाला.
Please, if the organizers can switch off the mic.
तुम्हाला मायग्रेशन पाठवलं नाही का त्यांनी पोस्टाने? कधी झालं तुझं इंजिनिअरिंग? अरे मग वेळ लागेल ना त्याला, अजून मायग्रेशन बनले पडणार ना. हा, मग ते तुम्हाला कॉन्टॅक्ट.
Okay, so this way I know that these things can happen. So anyways, we move forward. So how we can send it? So obviously we have got the resource, we have got a message, we have got the transformation through the secret write information, we have put down our own code, own encryption. Then after the message is secure, and then we will be sending it with the information channel or the secured information channel. If we are going to be making it much more relevant, then we can also secure it, this information channel. And thereafter the secure the receiver side, it will be received. Again, we will be transforming it with the same trusted third party or whatever be the accepted norm between us, and thereafter we will be receiving it. So that's all network security is all about. Now, so why this cryptography is important? It's important because it protects the private information from any non-legitimate or the person which is not for which actually this information is not at all intended. So what we do? So this is important because we have to secure the communication, we have to safeguard the personal information, we have to ensure the data confidentiality for the protection of the data from the unauthorized access, and also we have to authenticate the source of the data. Is every mail right these days? You must have also witnessed that the students are fabricating the management mail, and they are coming up with the notices that tomorrow will be a holiday, on this occasion the holiday will be there. So obviously we should not be believing on all the sources, we have to believe on the legitimate sources. Many of us must have come across the point that somebody is asking for some financial favors in place of others. We have come across different messages, or Hardin, most probably everyone is receiving these sort of spam calls, isn't it? And many of us has also fallen in trap of this. Now, to establish the trust between the two communicating parties. Now, this becomes very much important. Establish how many of you has got a reservation of participating in the online communication. How many of you participate in the UPI? Is there anyone who does not participate in UPI? I can hardly find anyone who is not going to be participating in it. Can you have you ever found any person who is not using any online portals, shopping through the online portals, anything, starting from the grocery to the high-end mobile phones or to the high-end electronic devices? Everyone is participating. So the trust is very much important. So the cryptography is here for securing the communication, safeguarding personal information, ensuring the data confidentiality, protecting the data from the unauthorized access, authenticating the source of the data, and establishing the trust of the communication parties. That is very much important. Now, what can be the applications of the cryptography? Can be authentication, time stamping, electronic money, encryption, decryption of the emails, WhatsApp encryption. Although WhatsApp claims that it is end-to-end encrypted, but we have seen that on the instance of or if the government asks, then the WhatsApp do provide the code so that it can be taken care of. Also, that messages, even the past 3, 4, 5 years back, messages can be viewed. So whatever the digital information or whatever be the digital footprint that you are going to have, you cannot erase it. Thereafter, we have got the Instagram encryption. Thereafter, we have got the SIM card authentication. How many of you are aware of the Pegasus that the NSSO organization of the Israel has got? A lot of political storm has also witnessed in our country of this particular software, Pegasus. Are you aware of this software? Have you ever heard of this software? What it does? Now again, it is a military grade software for just snooping. It is going to stay idle in your device and it is going to be snooping everything. It works on a client server architecture, and every information is going to be transmitted, either your localized information or the information that is needed. And don't remain in this illusion that using a feature phone is going to protect you from the Pegasus. No, it cannot. Pegasus can even infiltrate your normal feature phone. And Pegasus is a old story. Now the more lethal softwares has come up to monitor or for the snooping purposes. Now, why the security is important? Now there comes the question, why the security is important? Security is important because of the threat perception, to disturb the operation functions, integrity, availability of the system, vulnerability, weakness in design, configure, implement, management of systems, attacks. It can be of active and passive, both it can be nature. Thereafter, if not any attack, you can have the denial of service or the virus attacks. Ransomware attack was one of which I can recall. Many of you can create a denial of service attack, and the major, or even moving forward, we can have the distributed denial of service. So obviously you won't be given the resources, so how you're going to be doing the things. Now, since we are living in the machine learning and the deep learning ages, and if resources are going to be constrained, is your algorithm going to work properly? No. Is your all the functions that are desired, is it going to work properly? No. So these are the things. Now moving on. Again, what security is going to be preserving? What security is going to be preserving? The security is going to be preserving what? It is going to be preserving, or it is going to be taking care of the assets. The assets can be hardware and software. Assets can be both. It can be either hardware or software. Where it can be, where we are going to be using the security, or what we can secure. We can secure the global environment, electronics environment, local environment. What is this electronic environment, people, or the all the people attending, what is this electronics environment? If I say, what do you mean by the electronics environment? Again, the connected devices that we are doing, even the ceiling fan right now these days are going to be sold on the functionality of being capable of operating through your mobile phones or your devices. The fridges or the refrigerators, the microwave ovens, everything is going to be sold as a connected device. So obviously this electronics environment. Now let's assume the scenario that your AC malfunctions or some intrusion occurs. You are sleeping and the temperature is reduced so much that you get cough and cold. So obviously again it is going to be a challenge. Now, what motivates our discussion? What actually suffices and what motivates our discussion, or what is very much relevant for having this topic of the FDP? The relevance of this topic is, just look at this diagram. It is still 2018. I haven't found more relevant diagram, but this is very authentic Gartner source. In 2004, just look at the number of IoT devices and just look at the connected devices in 2004 and right now in 2018. Just imagine the scenario. Don't you think that it is actually growing in an exponential way? Personal computer, the growth is very limited. A smartphone, humongous growth. Tablets, very okay, still very significant growth. What about the Internet of Things? It has grown leaps and bounds. Smart TVs, wearables, again, wearable can be a set to you, but wearable can be very dangerous for you also, because it is acquiring your all the information, and it can be a threat to ourselves or for the humanity even itself, I will be saying. Now, what can be the outcome of these assets? Just look at it. We have got billion of devices, and those who are teaching the computer networks, obviously for the IP or the exhaustion of the IP addresses, we always teach that obviously previously we were using 32-bit of 30, and our participation in the online industry, again it gives a rise, again it gives a situation. Just look at the data breaches and the data exposed things that has happened. Just look at the data breaches, million records exposed, and the blue one is going to be the data breaches. The black diagram, the black line actually signifies the million of the records that are exposed. Just look at it. Again, the thing is very, very large, and how we are going to be controlling it, we do not know. Everyone is aware our credit card information sells in the gray market for how much? 10 rupees, 20 rupees, nothing else. How many times we have received a call from the SBI, although they are very much reluctant. How many times we received the call from the SBI that your KYC is not done, please click on this link. So what I'm saying, our data is exposed. The data breaches has happened. Okay, but unfortunately we don't have got a data protection law. So we even cannot blame anyone, or we cannot prosecute anyone on this. Okay. So now just look at, again, with this diagram, we can correlate this thing that the increase in the spending on cyber security has increased in leaps and bounds in the United States. Again, it is a United States diagram. For the India, I have not been able to find out this diagram, but recent RBI status was there that in the last 5 years, the data breaches or the economic fraud has reached to 80,000 crore of rupees. So it is a well-flourishing adventure, I will be saying, or well-flourishing industry, I will be saying. Rather, it will be good to say well-flourishing industry. How many of you have seen the web series? There was a very decent sort of web series called. It was available on Netflix. I'm forgetting the name. Many of us has seen. So So how these things do happen? So the spending is increasing. Now comes the silver bullet, that if the increase in the spending is happening, then obviously there will be people who are going to be implementing it. So obviously the employment is also going to be generated with this threat. So in this concept or in this context, this is good that at least employment is generated. People with this proficiency to secure the things, to have the knowledge of it, can have a better probability of getting a job rather than not. Okay, so that's only the silver lining. Apart from that, again, this is very much alarming. Okay, so now moving on. So, but still, I won't be saying that this is good, but still, since the threats are increasing and increasing, so obviously the employability or the more and more people are going to be required to counter this threat measure. Now, again, just look at the type of the attack techniques. I will be asking everyone and I will be requesting everyone to look at the different type of attack techniques that we encounter on day-to-day basis, and just look at how many different variations it is having. Apart from the viruses and the malwares, it has even got the ATM malware, mobile malware, shell shock vulnerability, Apache vulnerability, defacement, deepfakes, targeted attack, brute force attack, okay? Point of sales malware. So different malwares are there. Now, why these are increasing? The motives, let's cover the motive first, then we'll see why these are increasing. What are the motives? Again, the financial or the data that is involved over there. What these companies are or what these organizations are doing who are making the wearable watches, again they are collecting the data. What is the probability that they are selling these data to some drug manufacturers? Can you correlate this particular thing? That okay, this is the heart rate, this is the BP, and just try to make much more. For the good, it can also happen. For the bad, it can also happen. Many of you, almost every one of us, have seen the COVID. What was it? What type of vaccine we got? And what was the scenario at the time of vaccination? Everyone was in queue. We are not knowing what the vaccine is going to do. And we are also seeing the after effects of the vaccine. Some people are dying through the heart attack. The blockages are happening, even happening to the young people, which previously has not happened. Even for the European and the US companies, they are coming up, okay, since the vaccine was untested, so again, it can create some clogs. Okay. So what can be the motives behind these attacks? These attacks the motives can be very naive sort of motive, can be seeking commercial gain by hacking banks and financial institutions. Second can be attack on the critical assets of the nation, such as the nuclear power plant and every other power plant. To penetrate, the third can be penetrate into both corporate and military data servers to obtain plans and intelligence. Yes, it can be penetrated. Thereafter, we can hack into the sites to virally communicate messages for some specific campaign related to the politics and society. Now, we have seen how these trends can even impact the election. And if an election can be compromised, then the whole policy for the next 5 year, 4 year, for whatever time the government is going to be elected can be compromised. So just imagine the threat perception and the data points. Have you ever heard of the organization named Cambridge Analytica? Every one of us are a data point. Every one of us are a data point. Whatever we do digitally is a data point for the companies who are working on the data analytics. Now, why this attacks has even increased? Just look at this diagram starting from the 1980s or the late 80s to 2000. So because just look at this diagram, and I'll be expecting some of the contribution or answer from your side. Can anyone contribute after looking at this diagram? the attack sophistication is increasing. It is becoming much more lethal, much more lethal. The intruder's knowledge is also increasing day by day, and the tools and technique, the availability of the tools and technique, and the fascination to work or to challenge any network is also increasing. We oftenly do hear a news that the Google has even connected with some of the student or some of the individual workers who has hacked into the site. They have recruited them. The Microsoft has recruited them. So again, the lethality or the magnitude of the attackers and the knowledge of the intruders is also increasing leaps and bounds because of the availability of the different things. Okay. Now again, coming down to the fundamental security objectives that we are aware, confidentiality. Again, for the confidentiality, we can have the data confidentiality, we can have the privacy. For the integrity, we can have two things. One can be the data integrity and the second one can be system integrity. And then we can have the availability. Okay. So basically it ensures that all the resources are available to the authorized person or not. What can be the essential security requirements? The participants, what can be the essential security requirements? Again, we are working with the data and services, confidentiality, integrity, authenticity, accountability, availability. Again, these are going to be the traits, but authenticity is going to be ensuring that the property of being genuine or being able to be verified and trusted. Basically, this means that verifying that user who they say that they are and they do remain the same. For the accountability, the security goal that generates the requirement for action of an entity to be traced uniquely to that entity. Now, moving on. Now, with this discussion, we can come up that security is not simple. Okay. Previously, even it can be simple, but right now, computer security is not at all simple. It is much more complex, even what we can even imagine, and we cannot even imagine what can happen in the next time. So it is not at all simple. Potential attacks on the security features needs to be considered. Whatever the attacks, whatever the new threats are generated, you should be considering that. Thereafter, security mechanism typically involve more than one particular. Yes, that is very relevant. Security is essential a battle of wits between a perpetrator and the designer, and it is an ongoing or never-ending battle. The intruder has to win just once, but while the designer or the protector has to win every time. Whenever he or she is going to fail, or whenever a protocol or the design is going to fail, there will be an intrusion. So one is true positive sort of thing we need to always have. We cannot even afford to have any instance. It is necessary to decide where to use various security mechanisms. Obviously, wherever, depending upon the available resources, we have to decide. And security requires constant monitoring. Yes, this is very much relevant. We cannot let our guards go just for 1 second, 2 seconds, 5 seconds, because on that note, it can happen. Strong security is often viewed as an implementation or invitation to efficient and user-friendly operation. Now, moving on. So now we have discussed this diagram that what type of security model that we can have. It can be the trusted third party. So message, again, we have got the secret, we put down our secret message. We have got a secure message, and again, we are using to the trusted information or the loop. And thereafter, we have received the message again through the secret information. We do come up with a solution. So all the techniques are for providing security has got two components. One component can be a security related transformation on the information to be sent. If you can recall this security thing with the OSI layer, we have got the presentation layer where these all things do happen, and in the TCP protocol suite, we can have it through on the application layer itself, because it is a combination of application layer, presentation layer, and the session layer. So presentation layer is encrypting the things. It is also decrypting the things for our purpose. It is also translating the things. The second point states some secret information shared by the true principals, and it is hoped unknown to the opponent. So okay, now moving on. Again, we have got a network access security model. We have got a gatekeeper, which is going to be ensuring that the correct path or the correct access channel is maintained. The data packet that are coming are legitimate, and thereafter the gatekeeper is opening only the network for further action. Now let's see that what is this OSI security architecture? What is the security attack, security mechanism, and security service? Security attacks do remain concerned with actions and the compromises of the security of information owned by an organization. Security mechanism deals with the processes that is designed to detect and prevent. So obviously prevention is also going to be coming to this fore. And security services. So services can be many and intended to the counter security attacks or processing of communicating devices that enhances the security. So these things can be there for the security services. Now what we can attack, what is the difference between a threat and attack? Obviously, basically it is taken from the NIST or the, sorry, I have, it is taken from the RFC. So threat, the term threat and attack are very commonly used, but threat is what? A potential for a violation of security. Threat is a potential for violation which exists when there is a circumstance, capability, action, or event that could breach security and cause harm. But while attack is not a threat. Attack is an assault, ongoing thing. This is ongoing thing. Okay, so a threat can be a premise, but attack is the relevant one. Attack is continuing. An assault on system security that derives from intelligent threat. This is an intelligent act or a deliberate attempt to evade security services and violate the security policy of the system. Means the system is going to be compromised. Now, security. Just look at the security attacks. Take just a minute. So security attacks, a passive attack is attempts to learn. Passive attacks are just like a Trojan horse. It is going to learn and make use of the information from the system, but does not affect the system or resources. So are the nature of the eavesdropping and goal to obtain information that is being transmitted. So these things can be a passive attack, but an active attack can be goal to do some modification of the data or creation of false system or false alarm. It can be a active attack. Denial of service will come in the genre of active attack. So you must be aware of these diagrams, the passive attack and the active attacks. Bob, Ellis, Darth. So I have renamed it to Jay, Viru and Gabbar. So we'll see it later on. So what can be the passive attacks? The passive attack can be again can be of two types. One can be the release of the message content. Second one is the analysis of the traffic. What traffic actually you are witnessing daily? And just tell me what Google is doing. Is it doing the same thing? Yes or no? Whatever the thing that you search, it is going to give you. It is going to give you the advertisement based on that. Agree? So if it is going to be misused, then it will become an attack that can be passive in nature. So this thing we need to consider. The release of the message content on the name of user customization, user satisfaction, profiling. Google is doing all these things, and every other organization is doing the same thing. Yesterday I watched something, that I have to visit this particular place. So from there on, I was getting regular updates that from this, these are the places that you should be visiting. These are the hotels that are available. These are the restaurants that are available. So this sort of information that I am receiving, and every one of us must be receiving these things. Now, what are the type of active attacks? Active attacks can be a masquerade, which take place when one entity pretends to be a different entity. It can be replay. It involves the passive capture of data unit and its subsequent retransmission to produce an unauthorized effect. Modification of messages, this is very much relevant. Some portion of a legitimate message is altered or messages are delayed or recorded to produce an unauthorized excess effect. SBI SMSs that we are receiving for the KYC or account is closed or some money has come up, you come up with that. Again, that is what? That is modification of messages, denial of service. Now it is going to be preventing. Now this is very much dangerous because it is even consuming the resources. So I won't be having the resources at the time of use. What is the purpose of having this much of RAM or this much of data space, this much of processing power? If these sort of attacks is going to happen, then obviously we won't be able to do the normal things. So now just look at these ones. Alice, Bob, we have studied a lot, so I have just changed the names. With Jai, Viru, and Gabbar. Jai and Viru are the friends who want to communicate, while Gabbar is the Trojan or the not legitimate person who is going to be listening the things. So Jai, Viru friends want to communicate securely, but Gabbar may interrupt. Okay, delete or add some message or add some new things. So this can happen. So just look at the different attacks. Let's start with the eavesdropping. That is a message interception. So what it happens? Jay wants to communicate to Viru, and the eavesdropper is in between. And what it did, it got the message. So unauthorized access of the information has happened. Packet sniffers and wiretappers are there. Illicit copying of the files and the program do happen. Now moving on to the integrity attack. Again, we have got the Jai and Viru. Jai is going to send and Viru is going to receive. So what this integrity attack is, the perpetrator is going to be stopping the flow of the message. It is also going to be delaying, and optionally or slightly going to be modifying the message, and thereafter it is going to be releasing the message again. So it is just tampering the integrity of the message, but still it is so much insignificant that we even cannot even recognize that. So it can also happen. Now we can have the authenticity attack, that can be fabrication, unauthorized assumption of the other's identity, generate and distribute objects under this identity, the spam folders or the spam messages or the phishing attack that do happen. It happens on the same disguise. The people or the legitimate users are disguised. बहुत समय आप just click on some of the links SBI website पर you will be going, and this is not going to be stay relevant, but the look and feel is going to stay is still the same. So that is the authenticity attack. Attack on the availability can happen. Now with the availability, what we can have, you can even destroy the hardware, modify the software, corrupt the packet in transit, crashing the server, overwhelming the server. So these all things can happen. So these are going to be the attack on the availability. Now moving on. Now we have seen that different security services can be possible. It can be authentication through the access control. We can have these security services. Now what these security services can do, it can ensure the data confidentiality through connection confidentiality, connectionless confidentiality, selective field confidentiality, and the traffic field flow confidentiality. Non-repudiation can also be ensured. Non-repudiation of the origin can also be ensured. Non-repudiation of destination is also going to be ensured by getting a proof that the message was received by the specified party. If you can recall that the acknowledgement mechanism in the TCP/IP is actually doing the same thing. The data link layer, we are ensuring that the legitimate user has received the packet well and fine, because at the end side in the data link layer we also used to have the checksum. So we are calculating that the packet has received properly or not. If not, we will be communicating, we won't be sending the acknowledgement, or we will be asking that send the packet once more. Okay, just a second. So now moving on, how much time we have got left? How much time we have got left?
Yes, sir. As per your convenience, you can continue, sir.
Okay. ठीक है. Because 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 I have got a lot of slides. I have made a lot of slides for it. So ठीक है. So I'll be skipping some of the portions, and thereafter we'll be coming down to the cryptography and the advent of the cryptography. So again, with the security services, we can have the data integrity, and with the integrity, we can have the connection integrity without recovery, selective field, connection integrity, connectionless integrity, different type of integrity we can ensure using the security services. Security services also ensures encipherment, the digital security, and the access controls. Again, how the security system takes care of it due to with the help use of variety of mechanisms such as data integrity, authentication exchange, traffic padding, routing control, and notarization. Now just look at the pervasive security mechanism, because the devices has become so much important. So it is actually pervasive in nature. Everywhere it has become ubiquitous. It is available everywhere. So we can have the trusted functionality, we can have the security level, we can have the event detection, security of the audit trail can be there, the security recovery can be there. Again, what the companies or what Google is doing, it is actually constantly monitoring my digital presence so that it can give us more personalized service, and on the basis of that these personalized service, they are also giving the advertisements. So that is the security of the audit trails. Now just look at the different security dimensions. Now we have got 8 security dimensions to ensure the access control, authentication, non-repudiation, data confidentiality, communication security, data integrity, availability, and privacy. Now every field is actually telling how we can ensure this all the 8 dimensions of the security for the access control, authentication, non-repudiation. Now moving forward, these are the security layers to the IP networks. We can have the infrastructure security. Individual router, server, and communication link can be secured. We can have the service security layer, and here we can have the IP transport, DHCP, DNS protocols can be addressed. Value added services such as the VPN, VoIP, quality of services can be taken care of. Thereafter, we have got the application security layer. We can have the basic applications, we can have the fundamental application, these can be secured. We have got the security plan, so I'll be skipping it because we have to also cover the other things. We have got the security plans for the network protocol also. Just look at end user security plane activities, end user data transfer, HTTP, RTP, POP, IMAP, we can use it. End user interactions, for this we can have the TCP, UDP, FTP, IP security, and TLS protocols. Control signaling security plane, we can the protocols that can be taken care is RIP, OSPF, BGP, PKI, DNS, DHCP, SMTP, all the protocols. Thereafter, for the management, we have got for the operation, we can have the SNMP, administration, we can have telnet, management, FTP, provisioning, HTTP. So these all things are possible. Now again, coming down to the again the same slide, that security goals can be known as CAMN, confidentiality, authentication, message integrity, access control, non-repudiation. Everyone we have covered. Now, the briefly what we can have is the confidentiality. Now that's goals. And this Venn diagram where we can have the intersection, this can be said that this is a security. Now this is a security hierarchy. We can have the deference, detect, and defense. So again, all for the logical, for the physical ones also, and this is called cyber security. So I won't be covering it because we start with the, for the lower layer we have got the computers, device, data, application security is there. Thereafter we have got the network security, thereafter information security, and thereafter all the other securities that comes up. The security aspects: attack mechanism, what are the services that are going to be compromised, and how we can recover that, and thereafter person, disease, doctor, and medicine. So now what it becomes, environment plus cryptography, we can say that it becomes network security. So cryptography is very much important for our network security. Just for the introduction purpose, those who have forgot or those who can correlate how the security is there, because I have told that the application presentation session, so the presentation layer we have got this security. It takes care of the encryption, the transport, network, and data link layer. We use different error correction and the security mechanisms. So again, it also takes care of that. Now we have got all the network architectures: LAN, high area network, thereafter CAN, then MAN, and then WAN. So in increasing order, all these are going to be the computer networks. OSI TCP model is there. There are the different layers. Topologies can be there, and it can be the media can be either wired and wireless. For the wireless medium, again, security is a major concern, because the number of intruder or the intruder or the presence of intruder, we cannot ascertain it. Security architecture. Everything is there just to cover up with the confidentiality, authentication, message integrity, access control, and the non-repudiation. Security deployment. So now this becomes network plus the Cayman becomes network security. So Cayman is also, that's what I told that cryptography is there to ensure the security or the network security. So data security, privacy, and integrity, everything, the major aspects of the cryptography is to ensure data security, privacy, integrity. These are the also goals of the Cayman. Now comes the early uses. Now we will be starting the cryptography to the early stages. Can anyone tell me कब से ये शुरू हुआ होगा, cryptography कब से शुरू हुआ था? Can anyone? कितने साल, how much years before it has started? For the early purposes, it was used for securing communication and protecting secrets, used for the military communications, diplomatic correspondence. आपने देखा होगा that pigeon used to be taking care of sending some secret messages from the source to destination. So obviously in the same way, the pigeons or the hawks are used for sending, communicating for the military communications also. Now comes the real history of the cryptography. It is also called hieroglyphics. So it has, ये ऐसा नहीं है 10,000, 2000, 5000, 10,000 साल पहले. It is actually 3000 BC. It's considered the oldest surviving example of encryption. For all the attendees, just look at the time frame. 3000 BC. It means 5000 years back. Hieroglyphics was long considered impossible to ever read, but the discovery and the study of Rosetta Stone in the 19th century was catalyst that made it possible to read it. Okay. So now how actually it was designed. Just look at this diagram. I suppose that it is very interesting design, and just try to look at it. How the father is going to be interpreted, how mother is going to be interpreted, how son is going to be interpreted, daughter, sister, and brother, how these are going to be interpreted. So these are the codes, or these are the diagrams that are actually selected or identified, and through which the people used to be sending or encrypting their messages. Now again, in 50 BC, Julius Caesar, we know the name. He has developed in cipher, shifted to alphabet to encode the military messages. So that's the person, that is Julius Caesar. Now what he did? Now encryption methods like Skytail cipher, that basically it was developed, and it relied on rearranging the sequence in which characters are read and referred to as a transposition cipher. आपने भी देखा होगा that those who are taking this cryptography or the network security, they do encrypt using some codes. We use the transposition, we use substitution for it. Since the Caesar cipher involved the shifting of characters, just try to understand this. It is sometimes referred as a shift cipher. For A, we will be using +1. For B, we will be using +1. So something like that sort of has happened. So how many number of texts can be there? It can be again 25 different texts can be there. So Caesar cipher can be decrypted by 26 patterns. For A, let's assume for A, I have used B. Now, in the worst case scenario, obviously in the 26th iteration, it can happen. Just I am starting with a Z. So Z, Y, W, है ना? Z, Y, X, W sort of thing. So after 25th iteration, it can be broken. Now, what this new thing has actually done is they are not only shifting the characters. What they are doing, they are, instead of simply shifting the characters by a fixed number of places in the alphabet, the sequence can be randomly rearranged, thereby significantly increasing the number of possible in this fashion, that is 26. Now the next letter or the next character can be interchanged using this particular technique. That is 25 times, 25 number of variation can be there. Thereafter, since one variation is actually occupied, so the next character can be changed by 24 times. So now actually it has increased to this many large number of patterns. Just look at the number 400, and thereafter commas and commas. I am not able to even pronounce that. So just look at the different patterns that is possible while even using a 26 character cipher. Now comes that was the early area, that was the early age. Next comes the medieval area. Now in the medieval area, we have got Leon Battista Alberti. He is also known as the father of the Western cryptography, and invented the first polyalphabetic cipher. और time frame has changed. यहाँ पर we were right now here we were at 3000 BC. Here we were at 3000 BC. We moved to 50 BC, and now we have come to 1466 AD. Okay. So vinegar cipher is a method of encrypting alphabetic text. Okay. It uses simple probabilistic substitution. So again, it is a type that is used in the medieval area. Now moving down to the cryptography at the Renaissance, we have used the ciphertext disk, and again with the Western cryptography thing that we did. Again in the wars, just coming down to the war time, that is the First World War and the Second World War. In the military communication, we had the World War I. Again, we use cipher. So imagine 1919 and 20. I am telling again, it is used in the military communication. In the World War II, we use advanced mechanisms such as Enigma. How many of you are aware of the scientist called Alan Turing? Even the highest award for the computer science engineering is known as Alan Turing Award. So he has developed a machine called Enigma. So those who are interested in it, they can watch the movie called Imitation Games. So you will see how this Enigma device actually worked. Then we have got the modern era. So the impact is multifold in the modern era. Now this is Enigma. So this is actually used for ciphering the text. Enigma machine is a cipher device used in the early or mid 20s to protect commercial, diplomatic, and military communications. It is also used extensively by the Nazi Germany during the World War. Now, two Enigma machines are there. One is for the encryption, the second one is for the decryption. So again, it is also used for the counterintelligence to get it. Enigma machine is also considered secure. It was used to encipher the most secret top messages. Thereafter, we know Claude Shannon, not only through the communication, but he has also worked on this cryptography. He used the one-time pad. Now this is the cryptography that we know. We have got a plain text. We are going to be using a key. Then we are going to be generating a ciphertext, and then the encryption happens. Again with the same ciphertext, we are using the key, and then we are going to be generating the plain text. Now, what is the script analysis? Script analysis and code breaking. Again, whenever you are going to be encrypting, whenever you are putting down the things, obviously, there are concerns how we are going to be decrypting it. So the signs of breaking the cryptographic code is called cryptanalysis. So it is again very historical, and again Enigma is also used to decrypt the other person's information. World War II and cryptography. The role of cryptography is immense. Ultra and elite code breaking games has been started. Enigma has worked wonders for the allied forces. Now, post-war cryptography, we have shifted to the electronic communications through the wires, through the internet, or through the telegrams, which has actually, now these days we don't use through the telegrams. Now, the Cold War encryption has started. Now, since after the World War, we have got the Cold War. So again, the encryption and the decryptions actually come into picture. And thereafter, we have got the digital era. So again, the advancement from the mechanical encryption devices to the computer-aided cryptography, the significance is foundation of modern cryptographic methods and practices. Now, I'm just look at this diagram that the cryptography in the digital era. We have got again the symmetric tools and the asymmetric tools, classical block and public-private based sort of keys we use upon. For classical, we use two methods. One can be substitution, second can be the transposition. Substitution, we have got the Playfair, polyalphabetic ciphers, Hill cipher, one-time pad. And for the classic, for the transposition, we have rail fence and pure transportation. Thereafter, for the block, symmetric, for the symmetric, for the block, we have DES, AES, and 3DES. And now comes the public private based sort of thing for the asymmetric communication. Just look at it: classical, modern, substitution, transportation. So everything is covered over. For the public asymmetric, we have got the RSA, TSA, and the Diffie-Hellman streams are there. So DES was introduced in 1970s by the IBM. It is a symmetric key algorithm for encrypting electronic data. It became the widely adopted encryption standard. It also paved for the future encryption standards. So this is very remarkable work or very astonishing work in this domain. Thereafter, we have got the public key cryptography. The concept is used 1976, proposed by the Diffie-Hellman. It used the asymmetric keys such as the public key for encryption, private key for decryption. What was the importance? Importance actually it revolutionized the secure communication. It also paved foundation for secure internet transactions. Thereafter comes the reversed algorithm, that is the RSA algorithm. Again, it is developed in 1977. widely used for securing data transmission and the days. And right now, what we use is the SSL or the secure socket layer. It has provided that. Thereafter, we have got the AES, which is which is very capable these days. What we can say, established in 2001 as a successor of the DES. It offers a stronger security with a key length of 128, 92, and 268 bits. Again, it has become the backbone of the digital cryptography. Impact is enabled secure exchange of the information in the digital world. Now comes the hash functions. Hash functions also provide data integrity by generating a bit-size hash value from the input data. Common algorithms are MD5, SHA, SHA-256. What are the uses include verifying file integrity, storing passwords. Thereafter, we have got the digital signatures. The concept vary from providing a way to verify the authenticity and integrity of the message or document. Uses a secure and electronic transaction, verifying the authenticity of the software and documents. Now thereafter we have got the elective curve cryptography. So I'm just moving forward. I'm just coming on because the session is. Thereafter we have got the homographic encryption. Now we are looking at the in cryptography and cloud security, post-quantum cryptography. Now coming down to the core area of the post-quantum cryptography with the advent of the quantum computing. Now, what can be the quantum threat? Quantum threats can include that the quantum computers can break current cryptographic algorithm that we have discussed in the beginning itself. So the research into algorithm resistant to quantum attack is on a high. The first sort of thing that is happening is the quantum key distribution. Now the concept is using quantum mechanism to secure exchange of encryption keys. What can the advantages are going to be? It is going to be providing theoretically unbreakable key exchange, but it is again going to be theoretical in nature because we will be using particles. Application can be secure communication channel in government and finances. Zero knowledge proof, again we will be going with the quantum key. We also do require to make quantum resistant algorithms. QKD is going and zero knowledge proof because everything is going to be broken by this quantum computing. So we need to have quantum resistant algorithms. The impact can be addressing new challenges in the security posed by the emerging technologies. Now these are our focus areas. The focus can be breaking cryptographic algorithms to test their security, developing quantum resistant algorithms. Again, what this high-end quantum computing or lightweight cryptography can also help. But since for the devices or to the end user, we can also use the lightweight cryptography facilitated by the quantum computing because end-to-end devices that it is not at all exposed to that much amount of attacks. So the purpose, it is going to be designed for resource constrained devices such as the IoT challenges because IoT has not got a lot of capability to process the quantum computing or quantum resistance algorithms. It is going to be increasing the privacy and the other related common architecture. So these are the new challenges in the cryptography, the evolving threats, quantum computing, controversies, and privacy concerns. The future of the cryptography lies in the new trends, the research directions. Now we can also introduce the blockchain technology in the cryptography such as cryptography hashing, digital signature, consensus mechanism, proof of work, proof of stake, differential privacy, and secure multi-party computations. Now, with AI, machine learning, deep learning, the role of AI in cryptography also increases. AI and cryptography security we can use. The application can be AI-driven cryptanalysis can be there. One for the benefit, one for the losses also. The potential threats for the quantum computing could break widely used encryption methods that we have already discussed in the beginning, the advent of the quantum computing and how it is beneficial and how it can be how it becomes challenge also. So the challenges do include, just look at it. The just look at these points. How much it is going to be challenging. Every device we are using softwares. Even our car is not going to be starting if we have got not the proper key. Many of the cars are even started with the thumbnail or the finger impression. So everywhere we have got software, and we know that the software can be compromised. Now, just look at this thing that I'll be exposing to you. With the new trains are coming up. In the first diagram, we have got the transportation. Second one, we have got the boilers or the electricity producing furnaces. Thereafter, we have got cars. We have got the medical field. We have got the again transportation through the aeroplanes. Now, everyone is using softwares, and we know that these can be compromised. So just look at how quantum computing is actually increasing the chances of compromised devices, compromised softwares, and all the things. Okay? Trains can be compromised, the electricity devices or the furnaces or the production can be compromised, cars can be compromised, medicines can be compromised, and your travel can be compromised. Okay? And just recently what happened in the Lebanon, pager and the walkie-talkie attacks in the Lebanon. So I have introduced in the beginning that what is happening with this quantum computing. Any connected device is a threat right now. Any connected device is a threat for us right now. Okay. Now, she's a famous mathematician and a famous scientist, Rajeshwari Pillai Rajagopalam. What she observed that the nuclear installations can also be a threat. If the attack can happen to pager and a walkie-talkie, what about the nuclear plants or the key installation that our country is dependent upon? So you can see what is the impact or what can be the impact. Now again, Thomas Frank is a senior vice president of the reactor services in the North America. What he told, protecting the US nuclear power infrastructure from exploitation and cyber attacks against critical system network is an industry challenge. Again, he is also advocating the same which Rajeshwari Pillai is advocating. So it has become a key challenge for us. Now just look at it. We have got the confidentiality, now let's come down to the takeaways. The takeaways of the session can be how we will be ensuring the confidentiality through the encryption algorithms, through the DES, AES. For authentication, we have got the public based key, RSA, DSA, elliptical curve theory can be there. For the integrity, we have hash functions, SHA, DSS, key sharing, defilement, certificate authority is there. For computer forensics, we have got the post-attack, data collection, examination, and reporting. For IoT devices, we have got the confidentiality solutions such as the public key solutions, traditional attribute-based encryption is there. For privacy, we have got that zero knowledge, K number of anonymity models, data tagging, availability solutions, traceback, AI methods, statistical method, and stochastic methods. New emerging technologies, we have got the blockchain and the software-defined networks. So these are the security solutions attendees. So the evolution of the cryptographic standards has evolved from the starting premise of the 3000 BCs. International cooperation is required to overcome the threats. Okay, so that's the concluding remark of my presentation. These are the references that I have used for while presenting this session. We need to give credit where it is due. So I'll be welcoming any of your queries. Any participant? No one. Okay, so that's all from my side. Bhagesh, you are not audible. I'm not getting your voice. Bhagesh, you can unmute yourself? I'm not. Bhagesh, you want to say anything? Bhagesh, unfortunately, I am unable to hear your voice. I suppose the session has gone well. Huh.
Yes. Yes, sir. Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible now, Bhagesh.
Yes. I stand before you all to please thank Dr. Praneet Saurabh sir for this valuable insights. That is the session on quantum computing and cryptography. On the behalf of our Raisoni college, I like to express the heartfelt thanks. Uh, I think you ignited the lamp of curiosity in everyone to explore about this topic of quantum computing and cryptography. You also like I personally like the element of IoT and all. Like you said that IoT, how IoT can be used and how the different things like evolution in the cryptographic standards and all were that was the curiosity lamp ignited in us. So yeah, that was very insightful from you, your side. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Thank you, organizers. Thank you, Priyanshu Madam. Thank you, Sonal Patil, and all the management of the Raisoni Group. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.